Good morning, everybody. As you can see, the Canadian goose is right in the camera on top of the convention center. They're going to zoom in on his face. Good morning, everybody. As you can see, the Canadian. So let me work on getting rid of the emojis. Hey, Mr. Skyfly, how you doing? You're first. Yep, there's the Canadian goose right there. Up on top of the convention center where the camera is.
Thank you. Sorry, not good.
Waypoint, how you doing? He's surveying the area. I don't know why they pick up the one of their legs in the back, but they do. They got some pretty good balance, I'll tell you that. Yeah, cool cat. I am lamenting the loss of that drone. However, excuse me, I ordered a replacement drone and UPS it's out for delivery right now, so I should have it sometime today. I didn't report it to DJI. Maybe I should, but at this point, I can't tell. I don't know whether I have care refresh on that or not, but then again, I've flown it for about a year and a half. But you know, I flew the hell out of it too, so I got to be grateful for what that drone gave me. No, I didn't. This drone is only 4 months old. This one, because I lost the one on the ice floe when I hit wires. Yeah, cool cat. That's supposed to be coming, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's got to be worth it just for the batteries. Speaking of which, let me put my batteries in the charger, get them up to snuff. The Yeah, I've got some older batteries that I have for the Air 2 because I bought 2 new ones. And of course, it's a new one that I lost. But I've got a couple of other extra batteries that I think are okay, but they're a little bit puffy on the bottom. Just when you take and you squeeze it, you can feel a little bit of movement there. I don't know whether that's really bad or not bad or. Hey, Tammy Jean did that. That's nice. Yeah, I've had several Inspires in the past, and I decided that I probably should not have passed the last one on over to Paul Hodges, but you do things to spur the moment, and I'm thinking I'm getting to be an age where, even if it just sits on the table, it sits on the table. Yeah, the Inspire should be a good drone. It's coming out of California, and it was shipped. Hey, here he comes. Here comes Justin himself. Yeah, I never thought about that. My DJI account. I get to an age and stage of life that I don't remember a lot of stuff. So I have to write it all down.
What's up, Paul?
Hey, how you doing, Justin?
Good.
I'm gonna go over here and go into. I think I would go to the DJI official website, right?
Look at that goose behind you.
What's that?
You got a big goose behind you on the TV.
Yeah, I know. It's a Canadian goose. He's been up there for a while.
It's a Canadian geese, is it?
Yep, Canadian geeses.
And we got a whole bunch of them around here.
Okay, so now I just went to the DJI account, my account. Okay, it's got him showed here. Oh yeah, I got DJI Care Refresh 1 year on that drone. Do you think I should call him?
I would call them, tell them it was a flyaway.
Yeah, because what I paid for the DJI Care Refresh was on February 1st, 2024. So that's less than 2 months.
Yep.
Hey Joe, I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm just gonna leave I'm not gonna leave, but I'll be muted.
Okay.
Um I'll make you co-host and I made Justin co-host. Justin, are you here?
He'll be here in a minute.
Anyway, I I'll be right back. I'll let you guys know
Okay.
how I make out.
Okay. Hey, Justin, where you at? Yeah, I hope he does get that care refresh port on it. Only issue is he's gonna have to find out how to do if they need records, how to do it, send it to him. What's up, Lance? We gotta start calling you Hyper Lance. Yeah, I got a real estate job today.
What are you doing,
Looking at
inside
the-
or outside?
Well, it's outside. Dave, friend of mine, he's probably a better photographer than me. He did the inside yesterday because he's a real estate agent.
Yeah,
But he says he don't want to do a drone. He said he'll let me do the drone.
All agents are busy. You can
Well,
save
that's
time by
nice.
syncing flight records through the DJI app.
And
Preparing
You
your
got the
and
fun for
it's
it.
a beautiful house. It's
DJI.com/support.
2-story. It's actually a
Chat with
1-story
our online
house
customer service or wait for the
that's
next
up
available
on
agent. Thank you
pylons.
for your understanding.
Yeah,
So it's
What's up,
about
everybody?
probably raised about 10 feet.
okay.
So I'm gonna see what they got underneath it. And I told him, I said, I'll bring the Avata, and if I could fly around underneath it, I will.
Yeah,
What's up?
Or at least I'll get some low shots and some high shots, and there's not a lot of trees. So I'll be good.
What's up, everyone in the chat?
What's up?
yeah. Hold on, I've got a truck pulling out, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Wouldn't be right if you didn't have a garbage truck.
Who's on the phone?
I'm at my
Paul.
I'm at my secret spot number 1, and the guy's unloading meat.
What are you
There you
calling?
go.
Who's calling
You got
DJI
more?
customer service?
Hopefully he doesn't leave it on.
Yeah,
Justin,
care refresh. Got care refresh on that.
By syncing flight records through the DJI app and preparing your app account and aircraft SN in advance.
Oh, Paul's trying to get a hold of him. Okay.
DJI.com/support. To
What's
chat
up,
with our
Mark?
online customer service or wait for the next
If you want to
available
mute me,
agent.
go ahead and mute me.
Thank you for your understanding.
Oh, okay. Now, this is
What
my
it-
question. He's gonna have to send flight records,
All
and he didn't have any on it. So how's he gonna do it?
Oh, that's what he's calling DJI for?
Well, yeah, he's calling for care refresh.
You can save time by syncing flight records through the DJI app and preparing your app account and aircraft SN in advance. Visit DJI.com.
what's that for the one that's arrived?
Service or wait for the next available agent.
No, that's
Thank
the
you for
one
your
that he
That's the one he lost
yesterday.
yesterday.
He's trying to see if he can get it replaced.
All right.
They may do it under a what you call it,
Fly
flyover.
away.
You know,
Did he
if
have care
if
refresh on it?
Yeah, he did. He got it in February.
Agents are busy. You can save time by syncing flight records through the DJI app and preparing your app account and aircraft SN in advance. Visit DJI.com.
Mind you, on a flyaway, they don't send you one for nothing or for the cheap price of $70 or whatever. It's more expensive for a flyaway. It's because you don't get to send the original one back.
Right.
They charge you
Right.
about $300, I think.
At $249, I think. But the thing is if he had the records,
Agents are busy.
they may show
You
a
can
problem
save time
and
by
give it to
syncing
him as a
flight
regular.
records through the DJI app and preparing
Yeah.
your app account and aircraft SN in advance. Visit
Well, is he just trying to see if he can replace it so he can have two of them?
Well, if he can get it replaced, I can get it replaced.
Thank you for your understanding.
Well, he still has that other one coming too, right?
Yeah,
Ollie,
I think he said that's going to arrive tomorrow.
today, I think. I think he said Friday.
It's Good Friday. It's a bank holiday, isn't it? Nobody works.
agents are busy.
Well, they working, UPS works.
Through the DJI app
Do they?
and preparing their
Yeah,
applicant
I
and
got a
aircraft
delivery
SA
coming this
in
morning.
advance. Visit
Our postal service doesn't work
DJI.com/support.
on
To chat with our online
bank
customer service
holidays or
wait for the
Sundays.
next available agent. Thank you for your
Yeah, I ran to
understanding.
the bank yesterday, I had to put some cash in. Yeah, I mean, I put some cash in and paid a bill,
Ollie,
and I keep one account kind of bare minimum all the time. So I don't have a lot of money to fool around in it. And the
Uh-huh.
only time I transfer it around, that's what I
agents are
do.
busy.
And that's the one I pay my business account out of.
Through the DJI app
And,
preparing your
but I keep my
applicant
business
and
account
aircraft
kinda
SN in
low.
advance. Visit
And,
DJI.com/support.
I put
To chat with our
$600
online
in and
customer
paid a
service
$300
wait for
bill.
the next
And I got a
available
notice
agent.
that I was over the
Thank
limit.
you for your understanding.
And I put 600 cash in. When I looked at it, it didn't show me any over the limit. So I don't know why I even got that notice.
Ollie,
So it didn't make sense. That's why I went and put cash in, so it'd be immediate.
Yeah, it should be straight
all
away.
agents are busy. You can save time by syncing flight records
Sarah.
through the DJI app and preparing your app account and aircraft SN in
So you got
advance.
Sarah,
Visit
Coolcat,
DJI.com/support to chat with
Waypoint,
our online customer service or wait for the
One
next
Vision.
available agent. Thank you for your understanding.
Johnny was here a little while ago.
Ollie,
Anybody heard from Jonathan yet?
No.
Says drone repair shop owner arrested accused of helping
save
gang
time by
smuggling
syncing flight
contraband
records
into
through the
prisons.
DJI app and preparing your app account
Oh,
and
man.
aircraft SN in advance.
It's
Visit
Thunder Drones,
DJI.com/support
specializing in
to
DJI
chat with our
products.
online customer service or wait for
DJI.
the next available
Gotta have
agent.
DJI.
Thank you for your understanding.
Oh, in his arrest photo, he's wearing a fucking t-shirt with it says DJI on it.
Audio
Yeah,
check,
man.
guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Thank you.
So my son left here yesterday at probably
Is somebody
about
on, is somebody
11:30.
on DJI's phone or something?
Yeah, what you call Paul?
Okay,
Yeah, Paul is
I
looking
thought
up.
maybe it was me and I hit a wrong button.
No.
Guess what I'm doing today?
What'd you do?
Hyperlapse.
What does Justin call me?
Shutter boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was me complaining. What about that,
beautiful, beautiful day here in Tacoma. Nice and dry, no wind.
It looks nice.
And here's my secret spot number one, Ray Kelly, if you're watching. There it is. The fish peddler.
Isn't Ray
You can
Kelly a
Google
pilot?
it. You can Google Maps it and you know exactly where I'm standing.
Yeah, that would be a bit too stalkerish.
I heard the other
So-
day that Ray stole his boat.
Yeah, he did. That's surprising.
So Joe, tell me more about your real estate shoot. You're shooting the drone.
Yeah.
Is there a view or anything that you're going to be able to capture?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, the area, I looked at the picture he sent me from outside, and there's not that many trees covered, is on the outside of the property, but not covering the property over it. So it's gonna be a wide open shot. And,
I always like the
what'll
flying
happen-
through the front door shot. Sorry.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna fly around it with the Avata and get some side views, some low views. Then I'll do the Mavic 3 up top, get the wider views.
Nice.
Yeah,
So the Mavic
it's a little-
3's got a wider angle. Sorry. No, has it got a wider angled lens on it, the Mavic 3?
No, it doesn't.
No?
Are you going to try to fly inside with the Avata?
No, he did all the inside shots.
Come on, have some balls.
He's got a 360 camera he goes in with, and he does all of that, sets it up. He gets all his indoor. Like I said, he's a better photographer than me. But he says he just doesn't want. Now, yesterday he told me his son, that's in the Navy, sent him a drone, and he said he put it up in the air and it started wobbling and doing all kinds of stuff and doing circles. So he brought it down. He said he didn't have time to fool with it, right?
Yeah.
And he said, but I'm not going to be doing the drone work unless I go get a license. Or he said, but I'd rather have you do it like that. And he's been a friend forever. I did his wedding 30 years ago.
Okay.
And it's we used to play darts together, and he's trying to get me on another dart team now. But he said, I'd rather just pay you because I'm not paying you, the customer's paying you, you know. I'll just give you the work.
Yeah.
So I got actually that one. I got another one to do probably the next couple of days up on about 20 acres of land.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, well, that one's going to be a little more expensive, you know. He said, just tell me what you want me to charge you. You know.
I'm still on hold.
Yeah, you're going to be on hold.
And what are you doing, Paul? You're trying to get money back for your drone?
I think he's trying to get it replaced.
Yeah, it's the Care Refresh program that DJI have,
You get
where you
Care
pay
Refresh.
17 quid. And
was it
with under certain
was it a
conditions.
Did you have flyaway, Paul?
He didn't even have any on that drone.
Oh, okay.
He's just trying to see if they'll do anything for him.
No, he
Sure.
did. He did have Care Refresh on that drone.
Oh, he did?
Paul, you're muted, by the way. Can you explain what you're doing precisely?
I didn't think he had it on that one.
I think he's busy. He's busy.
Yeah,
listening to
I'm
it
still
now.
on hold listening to music.
Got you. Okay. Thank you.
And
Yeah,
so did
February,
you have Care
he-
Refresh flyaway or whatever it's called, Paul?
I think that's
Yeah,
what
he
he's
has
trying
Care
to do.
Refresh. It has flyaway built into it.
There's two options, I think. Well, I don't know because I've never purchased,
No,
but
it always includes flyaway. It just costs you more to replace it with a flyaway
Yeah.
than if you can send it back.
so there's
Thing
not
is,
two
like-
options. I could have swore I saw two options. Either
It
just
might be
flyaway,
1 year, 2 years. That might be what you're thinking.
either
The thing
regular
is-
Care Refresh or flyaway.
Joe brought up this thing. Now, don't
up, Jim?
DJI require some kind of flight data before they do
Yep.
the right? So what's Paul going to do then, Lance? Do you think?
I would talk to him, explain to him, hey, the thing unbound somehow from the thing. That's really what's going to be the question right there. Because if it did an unbinding,
It's gonna rest on that, isn't it?
They may say because it's so new into the Care Refresh, we'll go ahead and
Hmm.
give you the flyaway. You know,
Right.
because they really work with you. They do.
Yeah, I've heard they do.
I was talking to one guy out here. Johnny and I were flying the lighthouse, and another guy came over. We never even seen him before. Know who he was, and he put up a drone behind us. And we got to talking to the guy afterwards, and it was the Air 3. And he said, yeah, he had an Air 2S, and it started giving him problems, and he had Care Refresh. So he sent it back into him, and they said that it was something to do with the Care Refresh. They said, look, we can do one or two things. We can either replace it, and it was going to cost them, I think, about $200 to replace it.
Mhm.
They said, oh, we'll go ahead and make a deal and give you a Air 3, and they gave it to him for like $400.
Nice. So we got an upgrade for a couple $100 quid.
So he wound up upgrading cheap, you know.
Yeah, nice.
And this poor guy didn't know how to fly a drone, and it was like,
I think it's always a good thing to have, that kind of skill, like an arrow in your quiver, you know. And the thing is, it's helpful if suddenly you have to manual control something.
oh, you gotta know.
Jim said
I don't have a camera drone. Sorry, Justin. Go on.
Oh, I was just saying, Jim said Insta360 Studio did a huge update. Now you can add music and text transitions. Huh.
Thanks for playing Apex with me yesterday, Justin. That was good fun, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube is pissing me off. They
Why? How come?
sent me 5 messages now. I've got 5 shorts being taken down
Why is that?
because apparently the song I put on there, Thunder Rolls, because it was lightning and stuff.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks now doesn't let anybody use their music, even though it was on their store on YouTube music.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I went in there and they won't even let me change it because it's so old, you know.
That sucks.
they
But
could have
I
just
don't think it's
muted
gonna
it.
mess me up because I'm not monetized, but it's not the point, you know.
What
Well,
you
they
need to
coulda-
do is
Sure.
you need to email them and say, I know Justin, and he
Yeah.
says, and they'll change
Yeah.
it right away.
He said it's all right.
And
No,
tell
I'm
them
surprised they just didn't mute it.
well, they muted it, but they said they're gonna take it down in 30 days.
That's
It's
stupid.
like they want to punish you. You know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna put
'cause
out
you're-
one
I
and
think
I'm gonna put the same song on there and say Garth sucks.
There you go.
Well, it might not be him. It might be whoever
Right.
owns the rights to his music, the record company. Because a
Hmm.
lot of
Probably
artists
his
don't
ex-wife.
actually. Well, the thing is, a lot of artists don't actually own their rights to their own music.
Yeah,
It's
like
the
Michael
record
Jackson owning a
companies.
lot of the Beatles material.
It's the right. It's the record companies that own it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And YouTube went out about 2 years ago, and they signed contracts with like over 150 different record labels to be able to use certain music and do monetized sharing and all that stuff. So they
Hmm.
probably lost that contract with whatever record label he's using.
I hope you guys can't hear me chomping my lunch. You can't, right?
No.
Okay.
Well,
So
I
what have you been
don't
up to
eat
this morning,
ribs like
Mark?
my uncle.
Sorry.
Yeah, my uncle would have a beef rib or something, and he'd be going like a
Sound
dog.
Yeah, sound like a damn dog attacking it.
Yeah,
I've got hash brown potatoes.
that's good.
Mm.
I was gonna eat
Baked
some
beans.
leftover pizza for dinner or for breakfast, but everybody ate it all.
Yeah.
Now I gotta find
Friday
something
night
else to eat.
pizza. Friday night pizza for me. Put the dough in the oven before I left.
Mark, what do you reckon? Do you think hash browns belong on an English breakfast?
No,
No? No. You
definitely not.
You fascist.
There's no rules.
No,
Get them on there.
hash browns is perfectly normal over here with breakfast.
Yeah, but it's
Yep.
American, not English.
Yeah, that's all right.
So why does it belong on an English breakfast? You always
Well,
get
do
them
we-
on an English
Do we
breakfast
do we
nowadays.
eat crumpets? Do Americans eat crumpets? Sure we do.
I can honestly say I've never had one of those.
Crumpets are delicious. And they've got lots of little holes in that keeps the butter and the jam and the Vegemite in there.
I only ever put butter on crumpets. Never put jam on
Oh,
it.
yeah. Oh, I do. I think it's from when I was a kid. Jam, butter, crumpets. Oh, my God. Please.
Is that like an English muffin?
Well, here's the thing.
A
No.
muffin is just bread.
Yeah, muffin is bread, but a crumpet hasn't got the same kind of raising agent as bread. What it uses is bicarb, and so
Yeah.
when you cook it on a griddle, and you cook it inside a ring, right? When you cook it on a griddle, it raises up, and what happens? All those bubbles raise to the surface and pop, and so you get little
Right.
tubes all the way through. Yeah, you'll see it when you look it up now, and you'll see that all those little tubes. They go down and then it's sealed at the bottom where it's on the griddle. And so all those little holes keep the butter in. And so it's a
Oh, yeah. That looks-
magnificent
well,
little,
That looks good.
yeah. Yeah, it's good, yeah.
See, that's
And they can
almost
be
like
kinda-
they got a brand name here, Thomas English Muffins, and they when you break them
Okay.
apart, they look like that.
Oh, yeah. That's probably what they are then. They might be crumpets.
Yeah, it looks just like an English muffin, exactly like one.
Yeah, it's
Well-
got a soft texture, like
It's weird that you call them that because, like I said, a muffin is just
Yeah.
a bread roll, like
Yeah,
a
a bread
barn
roll.
cake.
And it has maize flour on it, I think, isn't it, Mark? Is that maize flour on the outside? Mm.
Yeah. And the oven bottom ones are the better ones because
Oh yeah,
they're bigger and flatter.
they're from the northeast. We don't have them very much. Well, we have them, but not to a great
From the
extent.
northwest more than anything.
Oh, is it? Okay. But
Yeah.
when I was in Durham, oven bottom cakes were, everyone ate them. And of course, eating a bottom bun is hilarious, obviously.
When you're a kid, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was 23, so yeah, halfway through.
Yeah.
Hey, they
Yeah.
got them on Amazon, Duffy's Crumpets.
Duffy's Crumpets.
Yeah, see,
Just get them.
But they're a completely different texture to bread.
now this is what your
Yeah,
British
yeah.
crumpet looks like, right?
Yes.
Okay,
That's a
now
crumpet.
this is what we call an English muffin. It looks almost
Yeah,
like
that's a muffin. There you go. That's perfect.
Yeah,
Go back to the crumpet. Justin, go back to the crumpet because I've got something very important to tell you. These crumpets are not done enough. And that's really not consensus as far as I'm concerned. It's not like a preference. Those muffins, if they're just not toasted enough, they need to be browned a little bit more on top.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's so I guess
The
I've
top
had
of them,
crumpets
the
'cause
top of them and the bottom of them need to be crunchy, and the
Yeah.
inside is soft.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
we
you get
use them
that
to
kind of
make-
balance.
we use them to make breakfast sandwiches and stuff with them.
Oh yeah, they're very good for breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
so
basically the same.
I think it's just the same thing. It's just we call it something different.
Mm.
This whole
Yeah,
time
that's
I've
an
been
English
eating
muffin.
crumpets. What the fuck?
I mean,
no,
well, the weird
You
thing
are
about
British.
it is what you call an American muffin to us is a bun. I mean, they're advertised as American muffins over here, but they're not what we would ever consider to be a muffin.
So Justin, have you eaten those
Like a
kind of
large cupcake.
undercooked muffins? Sorry, the crumpets. Those things that I said were undercooked. Have you ever eaten those? You haven't.
You don't eat them raw,
Yeah.
do you? You do toast them.
Yeah, you got to toast them.
No, we always toast. It's normal to toast them when you make them with like
Yeah.
a breakfast
Yeah,
sandwich.
Yeah,
mine's
you
got
said
the
you've never
crunchy.
had them before, but
No.
those when you do have them, you've got to toast them so that they're kind of they sound like this on the outside. Hang on, you getting this?
Yeah, where
Yeah.
they
Have
have
a
like that
crispy sound.
crunch. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And on the inside they'll be soft, and because
And
you
you
have that
smother
kind
them in
of
butter.
difference,
On the top.
there you go.
Yeah.
See, Mark knows what you're about.
I kind of want to get some and try them because I have a feeling it's the same fucking thing. They're just naming them two different things.
Yeah, you guys are crazy with naming things, you know.
Yeah, tell David and Laura to send you one.
Jim says he's going to Tim's.
If you're
to get a
ordering
bagel.
English food online, get some black pudding as well. Get some good stuff.
Don't eat English muffins. Prefer biscuits.
They would consider a black pudding just to be a blood sausage,
Yeah.
Tyson, go sit with
Which-
Aubrey.
which is basically what it is. It's just blood and fat,
Hmm.
but it is
And,
really tasty.
Also, they put what do they put in it grain wise? It has
Barley, I
not
think.
oats, barley, pearl barley. Yeah,
Mm.
and it's softened pearl barley, and it's really good. It's a very good idea. Whoever decided to put pearl barley in a black pudding, genius.
I always put barley in my
What?
not well. I put them in stews as well, but they're normally in what's the other name for it now? Broth. Yeah,
Oh, broth.
it's got
okay, yeah.
broth.
Does it leach the starch into the sauce so it goes a bit?
Yeah, it does. It
thicker?
thickens it up a bit. Yeah.
You know, you can tell that Don likes cooking because the way he kind of talks about how he does
Yeah.
stuff. He loves it. I too consider myself to be a bit of an expert. I'm not, but what I mean is I enjoy it and like to get things kind of tasty
I like
and nice.
putting orange lentils in as well.
Mm. I love those lentils.
Chickpeas.
Be right back.
Yeah, chickpeas. Okay. I should
Dustin
have
said
sent a
some-
picture of my breakfast. Sorry, go on.
Dustin said, since we're talking breakfast food, what's marmalade like?
Marmalade.
It's the same as jam, only
Yeah.
Be
it's
careful.
usually a citrus fruit with the peel, bits of peel rind in it.
It's
Beans
like
and tomato
preserved.
sauce, good on eggs. Ew, gross, Jim.
Yeah, tomato
Yeah,
sauce
right.
and eggs. Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
That's nasty. See, that's the thing is we just bean culture over here. We don't eat beans with breakfast food. We eat it like at barbecues and stuff.
I remember you saying about that.
Just
But
try it with
beans,
breakfast. It's great.
yeah, beans with breakfast is lovely. I'm eating beans right now, and I'm dipping my what do you call it in there? I should rephrase that, shouldn't I? My potatoes
Hash
thing.
brown.
I'm still on hold. I don't get it.
Okay, now it'll be all right.
And
Give,
a full English breakfast should always have a slice of fried bread on it.
oh yeah, for sure. I like to put the beans on top of the fried bread, you know. But some people
Yeah.
like to take the beans and put them in a little pot, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm a modern guy. Fuck it, put them in a little pot, whatever. But they do belong on an English
But
breakfast.
all you do when you get them in a little pot is just pour them on the plate anyway.
Sling them on there.
So,
Right, but the option's there. The pot gives you the option. That's the thing.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Cool Cat, have you ever had American biscuits and gravy?
No, I've seen them, and so I can imagine what they're like. So savory scones with the kind of light white velouté type sauce. So I can imagine what it tastes like. I suspect it's really quite nice.
Well, the gravy's actually more thick, but it has sausage in it.
What
Mm.
flavour is the gravy?
It doesn't. Damn it, Donald! Come on the panel and you can tell him.
Well, did you
It's
see what
technically a
Mr.
velouté.
Skyfly put in there?
Donald sucks.
He says, Jim, that sounds like a straight shot to the shitter.
Probably muted me, I'm guessing.
Dustin said, "Y'all are making me hungry."
Hey, Lance,
Hey, Paul.
Dusty's in the chat.
You're trying
I'm
to get
still
that-
on hold over here.
You're
I mean,
trying to
no-
get your
And normally, as far as we're concerned, if it's a gravy, it has to have a meat flavour.
Well, you know, it's a
Sausage,
gravy,
yeah.
but it's a white sauce gravy with little bits of I don't know, some kind of beef in it or something.
It's sausage usually, like a pork sausage.
Sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I buy it by the can and I use it all the time.
So it's just a sausage in a white sauce, basically.
You should
Although
see
I-
it. It looks delicious. Some people
Although-
ham it as well.
I have seen a lot of English people on YouTube try biscuits and gravy, and they ended up loving it.
Mm.
Having it for the first time. I was watching the one where the kids from this like prep school over there were trying it. They have a YouTube channel where they have them try a bunch of American.
Here's what
foods
I
and stuff.
buy. It's Libby's country sausage gravy, and you can see it.
Mm.
Mm.
And what I
What's the
do is
ingredients,
I'm addicted to breakfast bowls, you know, the frozen ones.
Hmm.
Heat that up. I put some of this on there, put it in there, and oh man.
You read the ingredients out for me, Paul.
I
Have you
mean,
seen
we
them?
do get products from
Yes,
Libby's here,
I have a question
but
for
I
you.
don't think I've ever seen that.
Hang on a minute. Let me
Yeah, I got you, Paul.
Precious, be
Paul
quiet.
finally got a hold of somebody.
Your food's in the kitchen. Go and eat. The door's open. If you want to go out, go out. Your food's in the kitchen. If you want it, go and eat it. Stop standing there barking at me.
You tell them, Mark.
Yeah, but I watched that one thing with the prep school. All the kids tried it, and they were kind of grossed out by it. But then when they actually tried it, they were like, "Holy crap, that's good!" Because
Come here.
our biscuit's kind of hard to explain. Like it's different than what you guys, I guess, consider a
Yeah.
biscuit.
It looks like a scone, right? So I guess it has
I
some
mean,
raisin
kind
in it.
of like a scone. I don't know. It's a little bit more dense, I would say.
Okay. Is there any cheese in it or anything to
I mean,
savory it up a bit?
no, you usually not for biscuits and gravy. You wouldn't put cheese in it. But like if you were making a breakfast sandwich with it, you would. Some people make breakfast sandwiches with them.
What, they cut the scone in half and stick some stuff in it?
Yeah, they'll put like a sausage patty, some eggs, a cheese.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I kind of know what a scone is, and it's not exactly like that.
Hmm.
And so it's a little bit more dense. They're a little heavier.
Yeah. Okay.
We really just got to send you and I don't even know if you could get all the stuff to make that stuff over there because I don't know if you guys actually sell it or not. But you guys do have like American stores over there that sell American products, right?
Yeah, we have like a section in Tesco's. I say we, I mean I do. We have a giant Tesco's and a small one.
Because I know in our Walmart there's actually because we get a lot of a lot of people from the UK that come over here for their snowbirds. They come here for the summertime.
Oh, okay.
For the winter. They come here for the wintertime. Same as all, we get a lot of people from England and a lot of people from New York that come down here for winter. They have houses.
Where are you? Are you in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met a lot of people from the UK here, and they actually have like a 12-foot section in the grocery store, and it's nothing but UK products.
Yeah.
There's what they call an international aisle, and every 12-foot section is a different country.
Hmm. Hey, you know, yesterday when I was, kind of pissing around, laughing and joking, being critical because you remember you didn't understand that we were trying to get hold of you to get unmuted and all that sort of thing?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you eventually got it, and I called you an idiot, kind of half-ass type of thing. I thought about that afterwards, and I thought he might not have realized that I was just being a bit of, like I wasn't being serious about it. I wasn't actually calling you an idiot.
I knew you were joking around.
Oh, cool. Okay. I thought about it, but because you left straight away, I couldn't say, "Hey, I don't mean idiot." You know what I mean?
Right. No, you're good. No, it's just when I have I have notifications on my computer turned off, just for that simple reason that when I'm online or I'm recording or something, I don't want them popping up.
Of course, yeah.
So I'll do that, and then unless I'm actually looking at my phone, I won't know you guys are trying to get up with me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steve Rigger thought you were having us on. He thought you were just playing around with us.
No, I didn't realize that I had to unmute you. Like I didn't. I'm still new to that game too, just like you guys are. So I didn't know that.
Which game?
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends, yeah.
Must admit, the one good thing about you is at least you do proper bacon.
Oh yeah.
Not
the Canadians rocket bacon.
Europe bacon.
Good morning, Don, by the way.
Horrible. Hi, Don.
Okay, I was going to explain gravy to you.
Go on, man.
Do it, baby.
It's similar to a bechamel, but leave out any other seasonings. And instead of butter, you're going to be using like bacon fat or the sausage fat.
It's technically a velouté, right?
Your liquid you kind of, milk. You might do buttermilk, but I usually use buttermilk for the biscuits. And just use straight milk for the main liquid in the sauce.
To make the white sauce. Yeah,
but it's very much just a white sauce.
And what do you thicken it with? Corn flour.
It is the bechamel sauce. So it's the flour that is being used to cook, and the flour is you soak up the grease like bacon grease with the flour. And stir that. Let the rawness of the flour cook off the rawness of the flour. And then after you do that, pull it off the heat, add the milk, whisk the milk in.
Yeah.
That will thicken it up. After you add it to the heat, it'll thicken up nice, bubbly, nice thick gravy. And then add your sausage back into it.
See, I've never actually made gravy.
That's pretty much the same way as we would make a gravy from the meat juices of a roast. Yeah.
That's in fact, Don, you described it how I imagined it would be done.
Yep. It's very simple, but very, and that's the thing is these are very simple. These are rustic foods that are very simple, and that's why they're just so good. They're just
Yep.
nothing complex about them. Pepper, I like mine with heavy pepper, black pepper.
Okay.
But
Are you cooking for Easter, Don?
yeah, well, I will be cooking. I'll be smoking another turkey on the 5th because my daughter will be down that weekend. And so that's when we're going to do our Easter is the same day as South Florida Drone Meetup on the 6th.
We got a ham.
We're going to be hunting Easter eggs and stuff.
We're doing a ham for Easter.
So my wife and I normally host Easter, and she's got a big family, so we have like 30 people over. But this year we are not hosting. My daughter doesn't live, she's in college, so that's why we did it. Was really for her, even though she was older. But now that she's not home, we will let one of the nieces host Easter, which is nice.
Oh yeah, it's always nice when you don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
Well, doing Easter or Thanksgiving if you're doing everything from scratch and you're doing like a legit dinner, you're gonna be there all day in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'll start smelling that shit at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and you'll smell it all day long till about 3 or 4.
And we usually
Yeah,
start Christmas dinner the day before.
Yeah, we do it the day before.
Like
You've got to
Sarah,
make life
Sarah,
easy for yourself.
Sarah usually does Thanksgiving and Easter, and she'll get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and start, and then you'll just smell that shit till about 3 or 4. She'll be making all kinds of dishes and stuff.
Put the turkey
My
in the
daughter's-
oven at the time.
My daughter
before
was
it
last
starts
down
at
here
about 5
for
o'clock in the
Thanksgiving.
morning.
And I guess her boyfriend has been talking about my smoked turkey ever since they left.
Ah. Now, this boyfriend that you're talking about, is he a decent one?
Better than the previous.
Well, Donald gets along with them, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Good. I'm not gonna.
Let's just say
I'm not going to elaborate.
my daughter was in an abusive relationship who
Right.
cut
Yeah.
off all ties to our family, moved her out of state. They have 2 kids. She has 2 kids from him, and now she has a daughter from the new guy, and he has come into her life. He helped her get away from the other guy, but he's also basically taken on, and it's a hard thing to do because I did it with her.
It is
You
hard.
step into the stepfather role and just accept those kids because those kids are now your kids. If you're going to be in that position, they are your kid.
He sounds cool.
He's kind of done that with the boys.
Good. I know it's possible. The thing is, I have, I don't have any children, but 2 friends' kids, both of which I am a godparent to. I love them, and I don't doubt that I love them any differently than their father does, in the same way. So whatever it is, I can say that I would, in the same way, do anything for them. You know what I mean? So I know it's possible.
If you step into that male figure role, I think what you contribute to it yourself is what you get back out of it, So if you were to just step into that father figure role and not really give a crap, then that bond would not be there.
Right.
But if you step in fully expecting to give everything to it, that bond gets there. That father-child bond will develop.
Yeah, and it's really cool, and I'm obviously grateful to my friends for allowing me to even be in a position like that, because this day and age as well, it's kind of dodgy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's a
It's
conversation.
not as dodgy as what we think. It's always been
Right,
dodgy.
exactly, yeah.
But what we see is the news. It shows us the worst of everything. And so
Yeah,
we believe the worst of everybody, perfect strangers, just because we've been shown it.
yeah, I agree.
But the odds are, if you were to walk, if your car broke down, but you had to go somewhere and you had a tow truck coming or something like that, you could probably walk to the nearest cafe or something, hand somebody your keys and say, hey, the tow truck's coming. Here's the keys to the car. Could you give it to them for me?
Yeah,
And leave
most
and
people
not
are
have
decent.
a bit of worry.
I agree. I agree.
At least where I'm from.
Yeah, I know, same.
Yeah, no, you couldn't do that here.
No, I mean, and really, it's urban areas. It's where people don't know their neighbors. They don't care about who the other people are around them because there's so many people that mix around.
Well, I know
It's become
everybody
commodity.
on my street. I mean, there are only 10 houses on my street.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a short avenue.
My stepsister from my dad's second marriage, she was with an abusive boyfriend for about 2 seconds. She called my dad one night and said he hit her. And we showed up there with my dad and 2 of my uncles. The next thing you know, he comes flying out the front door. They beat the living shit out of him, and then the sheriffs came and arrested him for hitting my sister. And that was the last time we ever saw that dude. They pretty much took her and told her, you're not going to ever see him again.
We got my daughter away once and she went right back to him the next day
Luckily, my stepsister didn't want
and
to,
wouldn't
so-
press charges against him.
Yeah, luckily my stepsister, that was a one-time thing that she wasn't having it, and she called and told my dad, and they showed up to the house where they were at. Like I said, I was
Because
sitting
such
in
is the
car.
nature of the
That's not the
abuse
whole
that
thing.
the victims believe that it's their fault sometimes, because they're told that by the abuser.
Yeah.
Stage is a kind of a really fucked up type of gaslighting that goes on between these people in that damaged relationship. I've been on the receiving end of it actually, but I'm not going to go into detail. It's pretty bad.
But she's with a good guy now. They have a daughter. I wish they would have slowed down on that a little bit, but
And it can go both ways too. I worked with a dude at Walmart who was bigger than I was, and he was absolutely terrified of his girlfriend. And she was just this little, 100-pound Puerto Rican girl. Like nothing. He weighed 200 pounds, was 6'3", just he was probably heavier than that. And he was absolutely terrified of her. And
because he knew what he could do, and that's why he avoided doing it.
Oh, he came into
And
Walmart
she
one day.
knew that he wouldn't do it because how bad he would look, so she could push it. I've seen that too.
Came into Walmart one day crying about how she was hitting him and shit.
Mhm.
And being another manager.
And he can't raise his hand. He can't raise his hand in defense.
And technically in Florida he could have, but he just didn't have that mentality though neither.
The big guys, I mean, especially big boys, they're always told, hey, back off because you could hurt one of the other kids because you're bigger than they are.
Yeah, that's
back
true.
off. You could hurt one of those kids. Stop. Watch what you're doing. Watch yourself because you're bigger. And so that's why you see a lot of these big guys are just teddy bears because they've been trained all their life to be careful how they do things.
Well, I've always been on the fence about that, right? It's I don't believe in hitting women, but at the same time, if a woman's literally hitting you and punching you in the face,
you have every right to
do you have a right to punch back and protect yourself and not go overboard with it? I think so.
Use enough force, that's the idea anyway.
Enough force to actually stop the issue. And
that's
I've always been on
scale.
the fence about that. I don't really disagree with somebody doing that.
Yeah.
Like I
'Cause
said,
you're a
they're
northern
not
guy.
going overboard and just beating the living hell out of them until they're into a bloody pulp, but
Yeah.
enough to
I
keep
would
them
agree
off of
with
you.
pushing them away, but not particularly with hitting them.
So yeah, it's
Well,
kind
a
of
measured and proportionate response.
well, that's what I'm saying, a proportional response as far as just protecting yourself, but not going overboard with it.
I think the
Sometimes
best
it has to
option
be
is to
disproportionate.
I think the best option is to date and find the girl that you're going to marry that you guys never fight.
There you go.
Like me and Sarah have
Mm.
never hit each other. No,
My wife and I
someone
have
who
never raised our
respects
voices at each other.
I can't
I
say
mean,
me and Sarah
to be
haven't
honest
argued
with
over
you,
it.
in most cases, even if it's the woman that's doing the attacking, all you have to do is hit them once, and you're the one that's going to get the blame.
Well, yeah, that's what we're saying. Yeah. Mm.
Mm. They're always going to think that the man is attacking the woman rather than the other way
Of course,
around.
yeah.
Mm.
Of course, I've always been I've never been a person to get in fights.
I mean, I'm
I think I
somebody
got
that
into a
Me
couple
neither.
scrapes when I was in grade school. No, once high school. There was
mean,
one
I-
time in
Same
high
here.
school.
I'm somebody that I like to watch a lot of body cam footage of police officers, you know. I always like I'm subscribed to a bunch of channels that show body cam footage, and I watch a
Mhm.
lot of it. And I have seen quite a few women get arrested even when the guy hit back because they started it. And it doesn't always go that way where you get blamed because it's just a woman. I have seen a lot of women get arrested for being, you know, the aggressor in the situation. So it doesn't always happen that way.
The only place you should really want to fight is, on the mat in the gym, with a similar-minded person who wants to improve themselves and get fit, or a really well-trained
Yeah, so
judoka.
you're
who can
you're
kick your
saying,
ass every now and
hey,
again.
if you're gonna fight with your wife, have her put on some
Get
headgear.
a gi on.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
That's what I've got.
that bouncy boxing stuff. Have you seen that? Bouncy boxing. Huge, disproportionately sized gloves, and you just get stuck in, and you can't do that much damage. Not really. Looks great fun. Never done it. Bouncy boxing. I'm going to look it up and then put it on the screen for you guys to see.
I don't know,
I
but
want to miss it.
when I
You
was
have
a
to do it on a
kid,
trampoline.
when I was a kid, my parents got my brother and I these toys. They were inflatable, big inflatable things that you put your hands into, and then would just
Same thing.
beat the hell out of each other with these inflated boxing
That's
gloves.
what bouncy boxing is. Yeah, it's the same thing. Hang on a minute.
It's like, I don't know if that toy could be marketed today. I mean, this is a toy for little kids.
Oh,
It
right.
could be.
Yeah.
Blow them up, put your hands in there, and beat the hell out of each other.
The only way that would probably be allowed now is as an exercise. They have so many weird things now that the class as exercise.
Shoot, back when I was growing up, we'd get in the yards. If anybody had a conflict, we had a police officer in the neighborhood. We'd go down to his house if we were having a conflict. He'd come out, hand his boxing gloves, and say, 3 minutes, go.
What a great idea. I like the idea.
That's a pretty good idea, except that it just means that the more violent always wins the argument.
Yeah.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Yeah.
Because you'd be so mad at each other. You'd go out there swinging crazy. And you'd be wore out in 2 minutes and you'd just stop. You know? Because we didn't know what we were doing.
It gets the energy out, I guess.
And then we're best of friends for a couple of weeks, then we'll go back again.
Okay, so how do I put something up on the screen? I have the photograph.
Share
What do I
screen.
do?
Down at the bottom, it says share.
As in Sunny and share. Hang on, sorry, what do I do?
What you on? On your phone or your computer?
Start again. So my audio is screwing up.
Are you on your phone or your computer?
Computer. I'm on my computer. Yeah.
Go down to the bottom, hit share screen. And then just pick whatever screen you're gonna share.
Oh Christ! Share screen. I'm an idiot. I didn't see it. I mean, don't worry. I got this.
And then pick what screen, and then just hit the share button down, the little blue share button after you pick your screen.
Oh, screen. Yeah, of course. Hang on. By the way, are you seeing my whole computer now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're seeing the desktop, yeah.
You are, right? You're seeing my
Yeah.
whole computer.
Yeah, so don't open up your porn.
Okay. Let's have a look. I don't want to do that, do I? What the fuck am I doing? I'm an idiot, I just don't get this. Hang on.
Michael, here's the thing. You're really changing our presupposed attitudes towards your accent.
Oh yeah, right, because I sound clever or something. Hang on a minute. Yeah, don't be fooled by that, for God's sake. Nothing could be further from the truth. Here we go.
Bouncy boxing. This might come up with some good images. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Image.
Oh yeah.
Now, can you see the larger version of that?
Yeah, we can see
Yeah,
it.
that looks like fun.
We actually used to have that in high school when we would do our spring fling.
Yeah, so it's like a bounce house, but
Right, so I'm dropping an image somewhere.
The football team would always get in the ring with the kids from the special class and let them beat them up. The football team would. They'd get in the ring with them and let them beat them up. We used to get one of those every year for spring fling at our high school. The kids would get in the ring and mess around with them. And we'd have an all day like event at in our high school where it pretty much is a party all day long.
The boxing ring is like a bouncy castle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And the gloves are huge and padded.
And then just make sure you hit stop share whenever you're done.
It looks like a game off.
Yeah,
It's
I'm trying to find out where that is.
Yeah, it should be a little tiny box somewhere. Are you done sharing?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Can you do it? Can you?
Yeah, I can stop it.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
It looks like a game off.
Yeah,
I bet It's a Knockout was never shown in America, was it?
Probably not. No. That Stewart fella was
Stuart Hall.
He was a bit of a wrong un.
He was from my town, Droylsden.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he went the same way as a lot of like Rolf Harris and Jimmy Savile and things like that.
Yeah, on all accounts, they were pals too.
And see, my high school was different than your general, what you would see in like movies and TV shows and shit. Like in my high school, if you were picking on somebody that literally legit was getting picked on, dude, one of the football players saw you, they'd liable to beat the hell out of you. Like they didn't, it wasn't like you see in the movies and shit where all the jocks were just assholes to everybody. Our football team, I was friends with a few of them, and if you got caught, if they saw you picking on some kid, they would definitely step in and say something.
I know what you mean. You wouldn't even have to know the person. I've seen people defend kids for getting bullied. They don't even know them. They just happen to be passing, seeing something going on, and sort it out, settle it.
Oh yeah, we had two of my friends. Actually, both of them were named Steven, funny enough, but they were the two biggest football players on the team. These boys were like college big. They were big.
Okay.
And there was a kid that was getting picked on one day. We were walking down the hall talking, and they saw a kid throw another kid up against the locker. And the football player walked up, told the other kid to leave, and he picked that kid up by his shirt and put him up against the wall. He said, "I see you picking on him again." He goes, "I'll beat the living hell out of you." And he dropped him, and the other kid just took off running. Because the other kid actually had a mental disability. He was one of the kids from the special. Like I said, we had this class. We called it the special class, but it was a lot of kids that had mental issues and stuff like that.
I saw a video of some kids not picking on a Down syndrome guy, but punching him. An assault on this poor kid. It was really bad. Just really horrible thing to watch. It goes on. It's awful.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit and watch something like that.
So the big thing this weekend is, since it's Easter weekend,
Oh,
is
that's my
crawfish.
pin for my desk.
Crawfish.
Crawfish,
So-
the price of crawfish right now is at least $6.99 a pound. That's ridiculous. Because usually you
Do
can buy
you-
live for about $1.99 a pound.
Hmm. Are these signal crayfish? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Signal
Yeah,
crayfish.
same
Right.
thing. Yeah.
We've got them in England, but in our case, they're an invasive species, and we had a lot of people trying to catch them. Well, they'll catch a bunch of them, and then obviously they'll throw the domestic species back and eat the signal crayfish. And actually, they're growing in popularity, so
Oh, they're
they
good.
might end up being farmed.
Oh, we have a bad
like-
problem in Florida with invasive species.
It's kind of like roses around
Yeah, but they're Mexicans.
Valentine's Day.
Not that.
Roses
No, we-
around Valentine's Day is they're dozens like $100. Normally they're like
Oh, wow.
20.
No, one of them we have a bad problem with down here is iguanas.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
And we actually have a sight on
Stop.
kill order, so if you
Stop.
see one, you're supposed to kill it.
And
Yeah, they're
pythons
vicious.
too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's
And
like
So big.
Yeah, people have been.
there's a guy on YouTube that shows you. No, there's a guy on YouTube down here in Florida that shows you how to catch them and then cook them and all that. Because there's an open, it's just like boars in Texas, right? Like wild boars.
Yeah,
They're so bad that they have an open season 24/7. You can go hunting for them.
Yep. There's
So-
also in
Oh, yeah.
Florida, I believe, a bounty on lionfish.
Yeah, that's another one.
Huh?
Yeah,
Those are
They're so-
spiny ones.
there's so
What?
many of them, dude. There's like we have wild boa constrictors and anacondas and shit that are loose in the Everglades and stuff.
The only
Yeah.
lionfish I know is a spiny, orangey coloured one that's poisonous.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's why they're not good for eating, but there's a bounty on them, so you can collect money.
Well, there's one little part in them that you can eat, but you have to be like a trained chef or some shit to be able
No,
to.
no.
That's a puffer
No,
fish.
no.
Is that a
That's
puffer
blowfish.
fish?
That's different. Yeah, yeah.
I thought the lionfish had that too.
It's not. I don't think it's a puffer fish.
No.
It's actually a blowfish.
It is.
Huh.
Are they not the same?
I thought the lionfish had a
Sorry.
piece in it you could eat too, but I could
The
be wrong.
blowfish is a speciality in Japan.
No,
But yeah.
fugu, it's called.
But the
No.
I think Florida's main problem is we have so many different cultures here in Florida that people bring in shit from their own countries and then they let it either gets loose or they let it go. And that's why we have such a problem with invasive species, because you'll get a lot of, like I said, you get a lot of like snakes and different things from other countries. But we have such a diverse culture in Florida. You know, you got Cubans, Mexicans, Americans, you got Asians. I mean, there's just so many different cultures here. I think that's why we have such a bad problem with shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we got
people bringing
invaded
things
by
back.
tarantulas because they used to come in the banana boxes.
Oh yeah, that's a problem people have had too. Oh dude, when I was they have the banana spiders too. I think that's what they're called. And every once in a while at Walmart you'd open up a box and there'd be a dead one in there. And those fuckers were nasty looking too. It'd scare the shit out of you
Yeah.
too when you weren't expecting it.
I think they were the wandering spiders.
I never saw a live one, but I did run across quite a few dead ones.
Hmm.
Because I think they may run the bananas through some kind of process that kills anything in the box. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. But I have heard rumors that people have seen live ones come out of the boxes.
Oh yeah, they've survived the journey.
It's a lance flight, huh? Yeah, it's lance flight.
Well, the answer to my question is I do not have care refresh on that drone I just lost. I thought I did.
Oh shit.
They
I
don't
was
have
almost-
any record of it.
Yeah, I was almost positive you didn't have it on that one.
So is
That's
that on the
exactly
mini
what Joe
three?
said.
What's that?
Is that on the Mini 3? The carry fresh you had?
No, that's on
No,
the Air 2S.
On the Air2S, he just lost.
No, what I'm saying, you said you bought one in February. What was that one?
That was an Air 2S. That was a replacement.
He just didn't buy the
It was-
camera fresh for it.
It was a second-hand one.
Oh,
Yeah, I bought it from eBay.
yeah, but I thought you said that you bought carry fresh.
Yeah, I thought you had Care Fresh, Paul.
I thought it did too. It was written on the folder that I had it, but then it says
Ah,
down in the bottom, it says failed to get carry fresh because of previous owner.
oh, okay.
Now, if you buy a replacement aircraft that is from like Amazon or something, you can get it on there because technically it's a new aircraft. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
right, yeah.
replacement one. He bought
You've
a
got your
used
2
one off
days
somebody.
again. Yeah.
Right. Once you turn it on, then you have 48. What is it? I think you get
It's
up to a
48 hours.
48 hours to once you've activated it.
But won't they give you up to a week if you can prove it's not broken or something? Don't they have like an extension you can do on it?
You can
Yeah,
do
you
it
gotta-
at any time, but they ask for certain videos to be sent to them to prove that there's nothing wrong with it.
All right.
Even if you buy a second-hand one, you can do that with it.
Well, Paul's gonna have to do that with this next one then.
Yeah.
For sure. he
The
needs to
next
do
one's
that.
supposed to be delivered today.
Now, is the one that you bought, is that a replacement aircraft or is that a used one?
That's a good question. I don't know. It says brand new, but
Okay, so you probably bought a replacement one then.
hang on. Let me.
If you did, then it should come with all the stickers still on it and everything else. It's just not gonna have a battery or props. It's just gonna be the body of the drone itself. Cause the replacement aircrafts don't come with any battery, any props, nothing. It's just the drone. But it will be brand new technically still, so you can turn it on and once you turn it on, then you can order the camera fresh on it.
That depends. If you buy a refurbished one from eBay from the DJI shop, you get a battery with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no battery with this one.
No.
But like
But
on
you've got-
Amazon,
You've
I
got batteries
ordered,
anyway, haven't you?
Yeah.
I ordered a replacement Mini 2 on Amazon from DJI. It wasn't refurbished, it was brand new. But yeah, it didn't come with any kind of battery or props or anything. It was just the drone. But I was able to do the camera refresh on it.
But when I bought my original Air 2, I got it really cheap because there was a fault with it. And it turned out when I sent it back that it had water damage. And I said, well, it says that it's a replacement on the box, so there shouldn't be any damage to it. It's still got all the stickers on it. It's never been used. So they told me how much the repair was and then let me only pay half the price of the repair. So I think it cost about 180 quid to do it, which when you added it to the price I paid for it was still under half the price that getting a new one would have cost.
Yeah. But you shouldered the hassle.
They then allowed me to do care refresh on the replacement. Yeah.
But you had the hassle of doing all that stuff, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It took me about 3 weeks.
Hey, Donald, I'm going to show you something.
I ended up with a brand new Air 2S, with an
Yeah.
Air 2, not an Air 2S. I
Hey,
bought the Air 2S.
Donald, you're quite the cook. Have you ever seen this before?
Nope.
I'll tell you what, that's the best stuff. I buy it by the case.
Libby's?
What?
Libby's, country, sausage, gravy.
Yeah, I gotta check
And
that
I'll
out.
tell you what, it is good.
Pre-made gravy's not bad. I don't ever make my own gravy. I use the those brown packets you can buy in the you know where you buy all your gravy and all that, and it's little brown
Yeah.
packets that say country
Yeah, well,
gravy on it.
this one has little chunks of sausage in it.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but
Well, the
there's
gravy I buy don't have sausage in it. You just add water and then you can add your sausage into it.
What's
That's
in
normally what
the
I do.
ingredients, Paul?
So you just buy a powder.
Yeah, pretty much. Mine just comes, the
Yeah.
kind that me and Sarah usually make just comes powder in a little pouch and you just dump it in a pan, add water. You
Mhm.
thicken it up. And
Oh
then
yeah,
we'll-
like about the size of like the taco
Like a-
seasoning.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do that and then we'll usually do, do the sausage up in a pan, crumble it, and then we'll add
I've used that before. Those aren't bad.
No, it's not bad if you don't feel like making it from scratch. Like I said, I've never made gravy from scratch. Sarah and her mom have before,
I
but
use them all the time, Don.
We get
No self-respecting Southern will use instant gravy.
Yes, I
we
do.
get pre-prepared sauce mixes and spice mixes for adding to things. Like we can buy a Coleman's chili pack, which has all the spices already in it that you just tip into your chili when you cook it.
Yep.
And they do an ordinary heat and they do an extra hot one.
a lot of times
Mm.
that kind of stuff isn't bad anyway. I mean, it'll still taste good.
It's better to make your own though.
It's just an easier
It's
way
easy
of
to-
doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
slightly.
Basically, you're just buying all the spices that you'd have to get.
There's my chili seasoning pack right there.
There you go. It'll have cumin in it and
Yeah.
chili and other
Well,
seasonings.
let's see here.
garlic.
What do my spices have here in it? Sugar, salt, cayenne, black pepper, cumin, chili powder. Then Rotel, I put in. I know some people complain because tomatoes, but those are the main things.
Yeah, I like Rotel. I use that sometimes.
There's a couple other things in there that get thrown in towards the very end of the chili cook.
What's Rotel?
Rotel is like a spicy diced tomato.
It
All
comes- You can buy it in a can. It's already like a premix that you can just dump in.
I actually might have a can of it up here because it's always good to keep some on hand. Yep.
So it's chopped. Oh, with green chilies. Nice.
Yep.
How's that spelt? Can we look at? Can I see the front of the can?
Sure.
Oh, Rotel. Right, I got it. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I usually use like a couple of tins of kidney beans and a couple of tins of
Yeah. If you don't have Rotel, just
tomatoes.
Here you go,
get
Don.
yourself some a can of diced tomatoes and a
Well, look at that.
can of green
What's
chilies.
that, Joe?
for the
Here you go, Don. Tony Chachere's brown gravy
don't-
mix.
I don't add green
Oh, brown
chilies.
gravy. Yeah, brown gravy. I use packaged brown gravy whenever we have it because I'm not a big fan of brown gravy. Yeah,
Well, what I do is I'm cooking anything that gives me the grease that I want to make the gravy. I'll take this and spread that all up in there, give it a little roof flavor, put a little bit of fluid in it, some kind of fluid, a little bit of water, anything, and then it'll come out. The best gravy is really good because it got the flavor of what I was cooking and everything.
I love this
But-
turn of phrase. It's
So
get
when
it all up in
it comes out when it comes to doing biscuits and gravy, there's no substitute for making your own gravy,
Mhm.
I do one other
in my
thing, though.
opinion.
I put Watch Your Sister sauce in it too.
Worcestershire?
Sister.
Yeah, Watch Your
No,
Sister
Watch Your
sauce.
Sister.
What's the
Worcester sauce.
Yeah, watch your sister sauce.
Yeah, what I do when I'm
Wussy
when
sauce.
I'm making,
Don't-
yeah, when I'm
don't-
making the
don't
gravy, I
ever
put just a
call-
little bit.
You
Don't
ever
wash your
call it-
sister.
No, you don't ever call it Worcestershire. You just call it Worcester sauce.
No, it's Worcestershire.
Leon Perry.
Well, and whatever you say,
I
you
always
gotta
call
say,
it Worcestershire.
whatever you say, you gotta say it quick so you don't sound like a jackass. Worcestershire sauce.
And the Leon Perrins is the best Worcester sauce to get.
I always just ask
Yeah.
my wife, "Give me the W."
Yeah, Watch Your Sister sauce.
I like that.
But that's
Anyway,
the military recipe.
My new drone is supposed to be here today. It's out for delivery.
Beautiful.
Oh, that was
What's-
quick for eBay.
What's the window?
Except that means I gotta start it up and get it hooked up and all that kind of bullshit stuff.
We'll help you out. Get online. We'll go through it.
Yeah, but just think of it this way: the
Get your
sooner you get it
checklist
hooked up
wrong.
and working, the sooner you can lose it.
Yeah.
Listen, you might have missed it, Paul, but
Mark.
something may have slipped past a couple of days ago when Don mentioned that you could get a checklist together. Now, you can either do it on your phone or you can have a little laminated card or something. It doesn't matter how you do it, but having a checklist and keeping things simple is really the key to making sure that you get things right. Well, not get things right.
Yeah, I still
necessarily,
follow a checklist
but
every time.
don't get things wrong. Like make silly mistakes.
Now, Paul, do you have extra props? Because you know that's not going to come with props, right?
Yeah, because I just bought a whole package full of them. I showed him yesterday.
Okay. I was just saying, because yeah, they usually don't come with props or replacement aircraft.
My checklist even has a pre-check and a post-check of the
Wow.
props.
Yeah. But we can help you formulate a simple checklist, and it's worthwhile doing, because all our heads together, many hands make light work. We'll get it sorted out for you.
Don's checklist includes, once you get in the car and turn the engine on, get back out of the car, go into the boot and make sure you've put everything in that you thought you'd put in.
Yes, I do that. Yeah, I do that. I make it maybe 4 blocks and I pull over and I have to double check because my brain will say, hey. And it wouldn't matter if I had a list because that little kid would say, hey.
I call those moments brain farts.
Here's something that's not on your list. But I used to, when I was working for that company, I'd go through that list and people that were with me are like, it's the same thing every time. And I'm like, I know, but this is what makes me a professional.
I mean, the amount of times I've set off home from work and thought, I'll pop in at such a place because I need this. And then autopilot takes me straight home and I think, shit, I was supposed to go there.
When I used to think of things at work that I had to do on the way home, I'd write a Post-it note and go stick it on my steering wheel.
Can't do that on a motorbike.
That's true. You can put it inside your helmet.
Yeah.
Joel, you buy the care refresh after you turn the drone on. Once you activate the drone, then it gives you 48 hours to buy the care refresh.
Yeah.
It'll give you a little thing and ask you if you want to buy it.
It actually comes up on the remote control.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, on the Fly app.
That is a
And Paul, this time,
creepy ass picture,
please
Coolcat.
use the RC, not that old controller. Please.
That is,
It's got better range than the old controller for a start.
When you see Coolcat's picture, that is creepy as shit.
That's not Gitchy.
That's Gitchy, isn't it?
No, it's not Gitchy.
It shows it with props on it.
It might come with them, then I don't know. Usually they
With props
don't.
only, it says.
Yeah, check them good though.
Okay, yeah, usually they don't come.
Where's it coming from? Who have you bought it off?
Well, it's already it's here in town. It's out for delivery.
Yes, but who have you bought it off? Have you actually bought it from the DJI shop?
Sold by
From
Titan Deals.
Mm. Yeah. You better make sure that that's one that's not already been activated and is just being sold as is, rather than the DJI, in which case you might have to do the videos and everything for DJI to get the care refresh on it.
Oh, Joel's waiting on a new Air 3 to come in. Yeah, so once you turn it on and to hook it to the controller, it will tell you what to do on it, Joel. It's pretty easy. And then you do a 1 year, and then you got to remember they'll send you an email like a month before your 1 year is up, and you got to renew it for another year. You can do up to 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
you-
of them actually allow you to do a 2 year straight away. But I
Yeah,
don't
some
know
of them
whether.
do.
Yeah.
The Mini 2, when I did it, it only allowed me to do 1 year, and then they sent me an email.
I think
Talking about-
it's about £60 a year, something like that. So maybe $70, something like that for a year.
And now if you have a 2 year and you don't use it, they automatically give you a 3rd year.
Mm.
Yeah, when I did it for the Mini 2, it only offered me a 1 year, and then about it was about a month before it was up, they sent me an email and asked me if I wanted to renew it. But I had already sold the drone by then, so I didn't need it. So
of my 5 drones, I've only got Care Refresh on the Air 2 and the Mini 3 Pro. I haven't put it on the Air 2S. I might do.
How much is Care Refresh?
It's around about $70 a year.
it depends on the drone too.
Yeah.
Some of them are more expensive than
You'll
others.
find out on the on DJI's website.
Okay.
Because the FPV drones are even more expensive if you want to do a Care Refresh.
That's because you've got more chance of crashing them.
Right.
And I believe there's 2 packages,
Mind you,
right?
I think the Mavic Pro Platinum, to put that on Care Refresh, is something like $180 a year.
Can you guys
It's
hear me?
ridiculously, because they've not got
Yeah.
many of.
Okay, so for the Air 2S for 1 year plan is $100. It's 99. That's from DJI, their actual website. It says it's $99 for 1 year.
And does it say how much? Well, it will do there. Read through it and see what it costs to get a replacement if you send one back broken.
Now, if you
And
do a
the-
2 year plan, you save a little bit of money. It's $169. So they don't charge you another $100 if you do the 2 year.
But I'm almost positive, guys, there's 2 plans. There's a flyaway plan and there's a
No,
regular pay.
it actually gives you the price of what you have to pay to replace it if it's a flyaway as well in the same plan.
Yeah,
So
flyaways.
is it- okay.
Yeah, flyaways included.
Oh,
You
that's
just
right.
have
They
to.
changed it, didn't they? They changed it about.
Yeah, it
6
says
months ago.
collision, water damage, flyaway, natural wear.
Yeah, but the
It costs you so
flyaway, you
much
just-
if you send it back, and then it costs you quite a bit more if you can't send it back.
Yeah, and flyaway, the only thing with flyaways, you just have to be able to prove with your flight records what happened.
Mm.
That's the only thing you have to have for that. The other 3, though, are pretty much, you just have to send the drone back in.
Yeah, the
Water
2
damage.
options are 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, if you
Hey,
do the
Paul?
2 year, you get a better deal.
I got my gas tank in.
You got
All
your
done.
gas tank in? All right.
Yeah. And I've started the padding process.
And you put gas in it.
Inner tube.
It's like a fire hazard to me.
That'd be a bugger if he got it all put back together and put gas in it and there was some leak.
Fire hazard, you talking about the wires?
Don't tell them that.
Precious.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, those wires are going to be, wiring is going to be replaced. But
And you get some free gift if you order a Mini 4 Pro purchase. It's an Easter sale they're doing.
what?
They're doing an Easter sale, and you get a special gift if you order the Mini 4 Pro. That doesn't say what it is. It just says you get a gift with it.
I sent you an email.
Probably ND filters or something.
I sent you an email, Justin, of the of the computers. What do they call them? RGB lights.
Oh, yeah, let me look at that real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I might even,
looks-
yeah, much
that
better,
looks
isn't it?
better. Yeah.
And I might actually send you a picture of the wiring that I did on the back because I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Wiring is wonderful. Do you like the sticker at the front? You know the red sticker that says MSI? Kind of looks classy, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's a way of displaying what you have, too. So, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, you know that
Very cool.
computer my son got from
Oh my God.
Linus?
Linus? Yeah.
Yeah, did you ever watch the video?
Yeah, when you put it in the chat that day, I watched it.
Yeah, and Linus would go, eh.
Yeah, he was making those noises.
Oh,
You
sure.
said your son had a headache or something, right?
Yeah, my son has just replaced everything in it. All that's original is the case. And I think one other thing. But yeah, he had bought a new power supply a while back. He had to replace the graphics card because the one that he got from Linus kept shitting the bed, and he sent it back to the manufacturer, like I think 5 times, and they would never just let him upgrade. He said, "Can you just prorate this card and let me upgrade to the new card?" Nope, can't do that.
So what, he just went out and bought it on
He
his
switched
own
to
car?
he switched to a different vendor for the card, but he just bought a new motherboard and cooling fans, a little radiator, whatever, and he bought everything brand new. So basically, it's been husked, and he was in there last night. He's putting it together, and I go in, open his door really quiet. He's doing something. I go,
Oh, God. Oh, you're so
Justin.
lucky he wasn't had that thing plugged in. He was getting the last wire plugged in.
he was mad, but I laughed so hard.
Dad's a jerks, right? He was.
Justin, where are you at in Florida?
Winter Haven.
Okay. The name of the company is Got Drones, Winter Haven, Florida. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's on eBay. They've got an unbounded, tested DJI Mavic 3 Cine drone, props, 1-year warranty. I don't think it has a battery.
Can you put it up on the screen, Joe?
I'm on a different computer. Hold on. I'll give you.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair enough.
$16.99.
That's in my town?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that place. I don't even know where it's located at.
And the Cine was $4,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, 16. That's what I was looking at. It doesn't have a battery, I guarantee you. Make sure it says
No, it's probably a replacement drone.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you're just
Because-
getting the drone and everything.
How much is it?
The Cine had 1 terabyte. It's got 1
$16.99.
terabyte of
Wow.
internal, hasn't it?
Yeah, 1-year warranty from Allstate.
Well, I'm going to do myself a cheese on toast, which is not quite the same as what you call a toasted cheese.
I've inspired you, haven't I?
It's just
We don't call anything a toasted cheese.
it's
Real
it's
cheese.
just cheese. It's just toast buttered with a slice of cheese melted on the top of it.
Why
Which-
don't
Oh,
you
it's
put a
single. It isn't doubled. It's not a sandwich.
You
The
just
real
put-
name for it is a Welsh rarebit,
Hmm?
and I'm going to use that cheese.
Oh, what you got? What cheese? Mexicana. Oh, man, that's very good.
Oh, interesting.
Boy,
Oh,
you're
my
living on,
word.
Mark, you're living on the wild side, aren't you?
It is,
Cheese.
isn't it?
Full of chilies.
Wow, outside.
No safety net.
I've never, yeah, we call it a grilled cheese over here. Put butter on the outside.
Yeah, grilled cheese. Yeah.
Or
So,
like I've been doing now because of Donald and mayonnaise.
But half of the time, you seem to do grilled cheese in a frying pan.
Yeah,
Donald has all the good tips, doesn't he, Justin?
yeah. I actually liked it with the mayonnaise. It was pretty good. Last 2 times I made grilled cheese, I used mayonnaise. Yeah, it's just easier to spread too. Butter's a pain in the ass.
Hmm?
You know, especially when you're just using a cheap loaf of bread from the store. You know, one of those $1.50 loaves of bread from like Walmart or something. Like, it don't take much to tear that bread. And when you're using fucking butter, it just, yeah, it doesn't spread very
Well,
well.
You
Mayonnaise
don't
is
worry
so
about
much
structural
easier.
integrity, really.
Right, I can
So-
get in there with one of those little, you know, what do you call it? Those little spatulas for doing frosting. I just go in there,
Mhm.
grab
Oh,
a
yeah.
big thing of it, go right over the bread, done and done.
Oh,
Takes 2
cool.
seconds.
What
Yeah,
kind of
palate
mayonnaise?
knife, yeah.
Hellmann's or Best Foods, whatever side of the country you're on. Same company, just 2 different names. They split it down the middle. One side of the country, it's Best Foods. The other side is Hellmann's.
Oh, it's okay then.
I
I
just
quite
had
like
it.
that Japanese mayonnaise.
There you go.
Comes in a kind of very squidgy plastic thing.
My
Anyway,
favorite
listen,
bagel is
I'm composing Paul's checklist, right? Now, I think half of the checklist should comprise of an equipment checklist, right? Make sure he's got everything. And then as part of the old due diligence, we then do a checklist once, like prior to flying. Are we all in agreement with that? Because we can change it and chop
Yeah.
it up and whatnot
Yeah.
as much as we like.
I agree
As
with
long
Okay,
as
it.
we
where is
all-
Whether
the
Paul's going to actually do it or not is another
No,
thing.
no, he will do it because he'll know that he's got a checklist. Providing he remembers that he has a checklist to follow,
That's
the idea is
problem.
that he will do the checklist and all the items will be looked at.
And a lot of times Paul
But it
leaves
needs to
last
be-
minute where he's rushing to get down there. He doesn't give
Well,
himself time.
that's the thing, and that's what the checklist is designed to cover when you're in a rush, And you shouldn't
Sure.
really be in a rush to do anything because people's
But that-
lives are at stake potentially. So you have to take precaution and show due diligence, and
But like I
obviously
said,
give the flying the attention that it
well, that's the
requires.
problem is Paul has to give himself more time because a lot of times
Yeah.
he's rushing out the door and he's
And that's the
literally
thing, you
getting
have to have time.
he's literally getting to the water and getting the drone in the air 2 seconds before the ship's about to pass him.
Right, yeah. So one of
So-
the things to be doing with this checklist is to make sure he has all the stuff ready, because so he can get a march on it, So he just grabs it and goes out the door. That means that the equipment checklist can be done at a glance when he's there.
Yes, before you ever leave the house.
Oh, now my fucking microphone thing. Sorry, Don. Can you start? What did you say?
I said before he ever leaves the house.
Right. Yeah. Before he leaves the house, he has the equipment ready to go.
Just try to make it as basic and simple as possible, though.
See, my checklist is from the old Phantom 4.
Cool.
So it's like a check flight mode switch.
Flight mode switch. Okay.
Oh, I'm just looking at stuff that would be Phantom 4 mainly. Flight mode once you're open, but this is actually a switch. I thought it's kind of funny.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, so you've got your checklist for equipment. What's on it?
So equipment checklist. Of course, what's on it? So we have drone batteries. We've got to start somewhere, haven't we? So drone batteries. How many batteries should we include? I suppose 2 minimum, right? Because they're half an hour each, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Paul's just going to look at a ship. So batteries times 2. 1 drone transmitter. Now, should the checklist vary according to what drone he's using?
On your
Sorry, say again?
in-house checklist, what I always had before I left the office is check battery levels on controller and check battery levels for the drone.
Well,
should that be on?
So
that was on
the equipment
before I packed up. That was on my pack.
Before
my
you packed
pack
up.
out.
So that's equipment checklist is the batteries and to check them, and obviously the numbers of and that they're charged. Okay.
Yep,
Well,
and check the battery on the controller as well.
The 2 main drones he uses is the Air 2S and the Altel Nano.
Yeah, and should the checklist be different according to which drone he flies? I guess
mean,
not, right?
Well, that kind of stuff
No.
would cover any drone you're flying. Check
Right,
battery
yeah,
life,
okay.
that. So that can
Transmitter,
be
and I'll,
universal.
yeah, and I'll put trans battery as one of them as well. Because you're on screen,
Oh, the
can you
battery
write
has an
this down
identity
and just
card
try
system.
and Don? Because all I've written at the moment is just Paul's checklist and split in half. One of them is an equipment checklist, and the other one is a flight. I guess it's a pre-flight checklist.
I bet there is
One thing I'm having
good
difficulty with at the
checklist
moment.
online where that
I'm sure
already
there's a
covers
template
everything.
somewhere. I'm sure you can find a template somewhere.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it.
Safety culture, free drone, pre-flight checklist.
There are a few YouTubers who've set up checklists, but I think some of them try and sell them to you.
Yeah.
Well, you want
I'm
to
not
make it
sure if Geeks Varna might have one.
No, it's cool. We've got one. We've
That
got
doesn't
a
cost
checklist.
anything.
We're gonna
Yeah, this will be
propose.
Paul's amazing checklist.
Yep, his very own.
Remember to include, make sure the drone is in the car and not on the garage floor.
Oh, Dustin just dropped one in there.
That'd be for Welsh Rob.
This is one
Make
Dustin
the
dropped.
cameras in the car.
Dustin dropped this in the chat. It's a
Oh,
link.
look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
There we go.
Dusty. Thank you, sir. That is.
I just say I know I've
Uh,
seen some really good checklists
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, Dustin One Vision said this is the one he uses.
Yeah, so Paul's checklist, equipment checklist,
Oh,
drone
that's
battery
kind of
times
cool.
2.
Rob, is that 3D printed? Rob just sent this.
Oh yeah, that's a 3D print one he did.
Mark, can you still hear me, Mark? Because I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, right, okay, cool. I wondered if your audio was knackered because I can hear someone going, I don't know.
Open up YouTube.
It's broken. I might just have to use a different. I'm gonna have to use
Pretty cool.
That is a good checklist. Can we keep that up for a minute? Because I want to have a peruse on that.
It's in the chat, isn't it?
In the chat.
Didn't you say?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saving it to files.
Firmware up to date, battery's fully charged, good. Battery's effective for damage, that's good. Fully charged, that's on my list. Micro SD card, yes, in the thing. This is good. Check for NOTAMs, research flight area. Yep. Plan mission. Okay. Here
There we go. That's saved.
This is a good one for Paul. Check forecast to ensure weather is compatible with your drone. Just because it's okay for a boat doesn't mean it's okay for your drone. Self-check, am I physically and mentally fit for this flight? No,
I like that one.
Doing a mental evaluation.
no,
before each flight.
that is a good one.
Well, especially with meetup coming up, those guys out there drunk flying drones around.
Yeah, you shouldn't be drunk. Also, it's one of the hazards that you learn when you get part 107 is are you rushing to get something done? The expediency. Are you just rushing to just get it done? That is a hazard. That is something that is a danger sign. You need to stop and check yourself and pace yourself. Even if there's a boat coming, you still need to pace yourself and do things in order.
Yep.
8 hours, bottle to throttle.
Yep.
Yep.
That's that. I remember that one. 8 hours.
Also-
bottle to throttle.
Also, check that your location settings are on. So in the event of lost drone or whatever, the drone will be able to record it on whatever device. I don't know if that's a thing because I don't own a camera drone.
So their recommendation is you go 8 hours without a drink before you fly?
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'd have figured they would have made it like 12 hours or something.
Why you think I'm waiting till 10 o'clock?
Joe goes by the book.
What, you doing morning drinking?
I do
I
too.
didn't drink. I drank, actually, I drank last night at 8 o'clock. So it'll be 14 hours.
Oh, you're fine. then.
I drank one drink.
Unless he's gonna go fly that bridge again.
Oh, hell no.
This is a good list. that
Yeah,
he's got. There's one thing that I always had on mine, and that was a thing with the Phantom 4, is always turn off your Wi-Fi on your device, because for some reason there were some issues with the controller.
Regular
Where am I
pilots
looking?
can't be 8 hours.
So where can I see this list? Is it on YouTube?
That
It's on
list,
YouTube.
that list that I showed a minute ago?
Yeah,
it's in the
where's
No,
that?
that was in the
Is
chat.
it in
YouTube
One
chat.
Visions?
Yeah, it's the link he put in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. I got it.
Jim says it's 12 hours in Canada.
I got it.
Well,
Thank
that's what I figured it would be, because I think regular pilots here have to go at least 12 hours.
Marijuana, Jim says, is 28 days in Canada.
Shit, that excludes all pilots. So.
Doesn't exclude
There's
me.
one
20
problem here.
days it stays in your
Yes.
system, and you get you can get nabbed for it.
Well, I'm saying in Canada, that'd be damn near every drone pilot. So.
Okay, if TJ was going over this list, firmware up to date, maybe. Batteries fully charged, he had to stop. He'd have
All
to
right,
stop
Dustin,
right
there's
there.
one problem with your list. There's a big problem with your list.
What?
Immediately after takeoff, the last item, it says, do all the above while the drone remains within line of sight. The drone should always remain within line of sight.
You know, my instructor.
Unless you have a waiver.
I have never flown out of line of sight
He said line of sight, you're always looking
of somebody.
the entire time.
Who just sent me that list? Thank you, by the way, whoever that was.
Did you hear what I said, Don?
No.
I have never flown out of visual sight of someone. Someone's always seen it.
Somebody's always watching, right?
Remote observers are not allowed to extend visual line of sight.
I got God watching me.
No, they're not.
No. Somebody watching you.
I told God, you take care of the drone.
I've never flown beyond visual line of sight. Except for one case, and that was a case where I had to come in behind a tree at a golf course.
Well, over water, when there's nothing out there but the fish, I don't worry too much.
Yeah, but the water you fly over doesn't have bridges.
Yeah, most of it don't.
I'm just
Your
saying,
legs feeling better?
according to the rules, you're not supposed to fly beyond visual line of sight unless you have a waiver.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Nope, can't. Unless you're in Canada.
Well, I'm gonna suggest we exclude certain things from the list to be done prior to setting up the drone for taking out ad hoc, and all these sorts of things are going to be things like firmware updates and research of the flight area, possibly.
Paul's usually not too bad on updates. Sometimes
Get in.
Sure.
he
get
flies
in.
enough to where he gets the notices.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So, you know, even better.
Oh, you can definitely taste the kick from them chilies.
Yeah. Is it melting your face off?
On, I
Where
love
is
it.
you? Come on this side. We get you.
It's quite addictive, isn't it? When you get that kind of burning thing. I enjoy it, kind of, or maybe I used to enjoy it.
Lay down.
Maybe not so much now.
I just love hot, spicy foods.
Spicy foods are good.
I've got a dog giving me the evil eye. If I eat a piece of toast, the end piece of crust, I have to give her.
Has she tried the chili cheese?
Yep, she quite
What
enjoyed
does she
it.
think? Okay.
Oh, she's used to spicy. She's used to finishing off any. Well, I have to leave her a bit of curry and rice when I have a curry. I have to leave her a bit of everything that I eat.
If you had to make a list, Mark, what would it be? Other than equipment, well, other than drones, batteries, transmitter, batteries charged.
Enough petrol in the car.
It's got to be specifically drone stuff.
How
All
do
the rest
you
of it,
use
like
defilter?
wear a hat and all that, is something else.
Watch out. Watch out.
Paul, do you use any defilters?
No, I don't think he does.
Occasionally.
Not that often though.
Oh yeah. Do you use I mean, you use GoPro, right? So obviously you're going to have that charged up as well.
No, he doesn't use a GoPro.
No? Okay. So you use the recorded data onto the what do you call it? On the drone. So SD cards. There you go.
Yeah, normally you'd only use GoPro if you're doing FPV.
Yeah, SD card's a good one.
SD cards, so a couple maybe. 2 SD cards, 2 batteries, transmitter, obviously transmitter, battery.
Great thing about that drone though is at least it has that 8 gigs
Yeah.
to save your ass.
Yeah, the A2S has got 8
gigs on board.
gigabytes. Yeah.
How much does that represent in terms of time
what?
videoing at full res?
About 40 minutes or so.
That's okay.
Because Paul only's in the air usually maybe 10 minutes tops. So.
Right. So even if he forgot an SD card or 2, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, he wouldn't be completely.
Well, they have an onboard,
right.
onboard hard drive on the drones.
Yeah, it's
The
8 gigs.
battery on an Air 2S will only run for about 20, 23 minutes at the most.
Okay,
That was the good thing about that was one good thing about the Air 2 when I had it, because there was times where I left the house and forgot my SD card, and I was like, thank God it had that 8 gigs onboard storage. Because that saved my ass quite a few times. There was a bunch of times I fucking forgot my SD card and had the Mini 2. And
One of the nice things about the RC is it will take an SD card in the bottom of it. So put one in, leave it in. Then if you do ever forget your SD card, you've got one there.
You know what? I'm going to include house keys and phone. I'm serious. I think it's a good idea. What do you reckon?
Well,
Emergency button.
He usually has his phone hanging on his neck because of emergencies.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm guessing he needs house keys because his car keys will be.
Right. Oh,
He's
yeah.
driving.
No, do you know what? That's probably a silly thing to put in, and I think it's important not to have things on it that don't belong on it, because it just means that the list becomes like an attention saturation thing. Then
Yeah.
The more on it, the less it draws away from the important things. Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of liking this one that Dustin sent, because I've got 2 pages on my list that I always have. and I've got them.
And how much can you on
I
that
got-
list can we throw away, and how much can we keep?
On Dustin's list.
Yeah, on Dustin's list.
Keep all of it.
I would
All
say
of it,
that's
okay.
a perfect amount. It's not overly long.
I'm happy with it because I'm sitting here looking at my list here, and it combines a few things where I was a little more pedantic and broke it out.
It's got to be anal. I like anal. Well, no, let me rephrase that. What I mean is, Jesus.
Flip it.
Yeah, don't clip that.
I know you
Don't
love
clip
anal.
that.
Somebody.
What I
clip
mean
that.
is,
John's already clipped.
Somebody clip
But it has
that.
to be proper anal.
yeah, you got to be
You
anal
are
with the list.
so lucky that London isn't on.
Cool
I
Cat.
swear to God, that was
It's
genuine.
official now. Cool Cat is anal.
Fart. Yeah.
No, he's not anal. He said he
He
likes it.
likes.
He likes anal. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not even gonna talk into this right now because I don't know what's being clipped.
Hey, Waypoint, gimbal cover off and on are both on my list that I use.
Okay, gimbal cover. Yeah, because the thing is, it's a delicate piece of engineering. You don't want that gimbal getting smacked in the car.
I mean, like I said, I broke it down to every single step. But when I made this, it wasn't just for me. We thought we were going to get another one of the videographers in the air as well. And so I was kind of making a list for a new pilot as well.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the list.
Oh,
there you
It's
go.
Universal.
Joe's getting into it.
Yeah, I gotta leave here in about 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
You're going over with your buddy or what?
Yeah, I don't know if he's meeting me there, but I'm going fly the Avata low around the house and the Mavic 3 to get all the aerial shots. And I was doing my checklist right now. Checking everything.
What are you doing? Some professional work?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I gotta start doing professional work again because I gotta pay my freaking Medicare.
Yeah, but the
That's
more
at least-
money you earn, the less chance of getting the Medicare back.
Well, the thing is they're gonna charge me $175 a month automatically. So now I gotta make that $175 up.
Well, the only
$21.
reason they're charging him is because you're what, over $22 annually?
$21.
$21.
Now, somebody told me something. Go get a list of all my meds that I take from the
Yeah,
pharmacy.
me.
Yeah, he did. And get what the price is on a monthly basis. and
Submit it.
submit that.
Yep.
You know, now if I have to pay for it, now I'm over. Now you're going to give it to me? Because they said if it's medical expense, they will it could make a difference.
Oh, Donald,
Yeah. I
Joe,
mean, normally
the
we have to
government
pay
always has the best
prescriptions over
interest in
here.
mind.
Yeah.
That's just incredibly stupid. They're doing more than $21 worth of paperwork to screw you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, $21 will cost me $2,000.
Yeah, 175 a month. Yeah.
Yeah, I told her, I said, so because I make $21 a month too much, I'm gonna lose $2,000. So can we count that against it?
Was it $21 a month?
I
Or
said,
was
can I
it
give y'all
$21?
$21 a month? That's what I said. Can I just donate it or something? She said, no, they're really strict on it. I said, well, if I get 7% or 8%, I got an 8.4% increase on Social Security. The cost, that was my cost of living increase. They only increased the amount for that 4%.
Well,
How
Joe,
about
you
let's get
get
on the
paid.
same page.
Joe, you get paid in cash most of the time, don't you? Just only put in up to the limit.
I don't know what you're talking
Rest
about.
is under the counter.
Yeah, reduce your income. That's all.
Deny everything, Joe. You can't prove a thing. I put that list in the chat, by the way. If you want to have a look at it, you'll see drone DJ checklist for everyone.
I actually saved it on my computer to look at.
Yep.
Yeah, I
downloaded it
saved
already.
it online.
I glanced through it.
I saved it on my phone.
I've got a checklist in the car, but 90% of the times I check everything here, make sure my props are solid. You know, make sure I don't have anything loose. That's the biggest thing I look at. I know my batteries are good. And then when I turn it on, the first thing I do is go make sure I got it on bypass, make sure I got my heights right, I make sure I don't have any gimbal state calibrations. And I go to advanced settings and make sure it says that the only thing for advanced and the safety is if I pull both sticks inward, that it would stop. You know, it's the only thing I leave on it.
Okay. So,
You know, which I don't want to accidentally stop.
Paul, are you okay with the idea that there is a basic checklist of items, an equipment checklist that you can do prior to going out and videoing a boat? So you have an equipment checklist, you do that, and then you can kind of leave it sitting there knowing that you've done it, nothing's changed, your gear is ready to go. And then you have a secondary checklist, which is the pre-flight, and you can do that when you're there. And it's pretty much the list that we got from Drone DJ.
All right, I'm jumping off, guys. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Later, Justin.
Take it easy, Justin. Thank you.
Hey, Justin. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Maybe we should shut it down, huh?
Okay.
The big question is, Paul, have you got a printer that you can print this list out on?
I can read it off his phone.
Yes and no.
He's got a printer. He's just not going to print it out.
Bingo. Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. Don, you behave yourself. Keep cooking. Keep cooking.
To worry about.
You know, you ought to do a little cooking show, cooking for seniors. It kind of does the shortcuts. Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. Joe,
Thank you, everyone.
Cool.